RPM Trade Vietnam in this bitch. Uh, Another day of political shit, man. Political bullshit, man. When are they ever chilling? Do they ever chill? I don't think so. There's always some government bullshit going on, and government and news, of course, are in cahoots. They're all the same people. Um, I wanted to be a Hollywood filmmaker. I thought that's what I wanted to do. Fuck that. Fuck Hollywood. I graduated college with a digital film degree. I'm so glad I never fucking did that typical move out to California and live out of my car to chase my dreams to be a Hollywood filmmaker. Like, I'm glad I never did that shit, man, because so many other things in my life have been supporting the idea that I become who I am. That I feel like if there's ever a perspective or an idea at all, that the universe tries to guide you towards whatever they think the universe may think your destiny is, what your purpose is. I see clear as day all of the shit in my life that happened and made me who I am, and how other opportunities, critical points in my life where I could have just become another person, as far as profession, environment, where I went to college. All of this shit was a choice that I had to make, and then the choices that you make to where to go to college, who you date, all of these little things, man. If you really want to break it down, every moment of every day is an opportunity to take your life in a different direction. But something's gonna happen, and it just depends on what that is and where that leads you. And I try to pay as much respect to that as I can by acknowledging it whenever possible, and then doing what Christians do when they wake up and say, I woke up and thank Jesus, or I thank God, or thank God for waking me up, and all this other shit. And I kind of do that in the morning. I look around and I go, man, so many nuances and so many different things, insurmountable for me to count or even recognize in its totality. All of this shit in my life brought me to today, right now, streaming with y'all on YouTube, talking about this shit and everything, bro. And I'm glad too that my path and who I am as a person, personality-wise, environment growing up, all of that shit shaped me to respond in the world in the way that I am, and I think it's dope, man. Growing up, a little hood, grew up around some gang shit, grew up with guys that are dead or in jail now. That whole typical thing, man. That's what my life was, and it might not have been as crazy as some kids in LA, you know, or even right there where I lived in Freeport, Illinois. My life wasn't the craziest, most traumatic shit ever, but there was some shit going around me inside my family and in the outside world, the immediate outside world, kids that I grew up with, shit like that. Like, crazy shit happens, man. I was born in Chicago, though, raised in Freeport, Illinois, and Freeport was like a it was like the trash can outside of Chicago. I mean, damn, it was just bad, man. Lots of things going on in the 80s and 90s. Chicago was way too bad for it being not that big. There was always some shit going on, and all of that that you would expect that would make a gangbanger, a felon, then an ex-con, and then now you got to rehabilitate this dude and blah, blah, blah. All of this shit that was in my environment could have easily made that my life path, that I would have went off in that direction. And there's a few times in my adolescence when I was younger that I can remember being like, if I would have did what me and my friends were trying to do or thought we were going to do, there's no way here I'd be alive or at least not in jail right now. Just crazy shit, man. People escape a lot of different opportunities for their path to be in a certain direction, and sometimes people succumb to this shit and they take a different path, and life be crazy when it didn't even have to be like that. Very often people can reflect back to the moment where their life made a change for the worse, and then it was never the same again. So I look at all the little positive things, man, that made my life what it is, man, and it's actually an amazing story, man. It really is. How I become an activist, and how I became aware of government shit to even develop these feelings, thought processes, and conclusions that I come to when examining government shit. Man, it's a beautiful thing, man. And I carry that and I project that like everybody projects. I project that positive shit. And when I look at the next man, I go, ain't no telling what your life is. It might be an amazing story inside of you. I'm not going to be the one to fucking hurt you. You're going to have to make me do that by being absolutely crazy. Other than that, rest assured, I'm never going to be the one to hurt you, bro. I'm trying to leave people alone because I respect my life enough to know that who the fuck am I to fucking fuck with your shit? I have no idea what your life is like and what you got going on. I'm probably gonna stay the fuck out of your way, man. That's what we should be doing. Stay the fuck out of each other's way when it comes to negativity. Come together as positive as you can, as often as you can. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with that. And when I do that, you know what I see? I see all of the negative things in the world that I don't want to be a part of, that I don't want to fucking align my life's journey, my soul's journey with. One being a political fucking allegiance to nobody. Fuck all y'all. Y'all all do a whole bunch of weird ass crazy shit that don't even have to be happening. The only time government ever appears to be efficient at all is when they're trying to fix the shit they started. Now you need government to rescue from the fucking nuclear holocaust that we might be approaching. Who knows what's going to happen with this shit? They talking about a draft. Man, draft these nuts. No, I hope don't nobody listen. The idea of a draft that they would even say that pisses me the fuck off. That anybody would even say it out loud right now. After what? After the C-19 bullshit. After the fucking Chinese balloon shit. After the fucking southern border bullshit. The potential election fraud and other things that were going on with the election, which I think all of that shit is staged anyway. But fuck what the fuck I think. I'm talking about what the fuck it is that you should be able to see very clearly. Who in the fucking country is 100% comfortable with the way the election went last time? Almost nobody. Everybody go, man, there was some talking. I don't know how I feel about that. And the election shit was crazy. And who the fuck wants Joe Biden in here? And on the other side, they're going, who the fuck wants Trump back in here? Blah, blah, blah. So they definitely got you divided. But what they can't divide you on, nonetheless, man, is that everybody know that something's wrong and that government and political business could put your life into something where you're going to feel like you don't understand where the freedom idea is coming from because you don't feel free. Everybody know that you're on the verge of feeling like that. That's why my show says resist political manipulation. I'm not taking sides, nigga. Fuck the sides. I'm talking to all y'all. We all agree that politics and government business has the opportunity to get to grab a hold of this fucking country's people, manipulate them, and fuck they shit up and make it feel very much not like no fucking freedom. We all realize that that's a potential. Why the fuck am I wrong when I say it and then I say fuck both of y'all? Fuck all y'all. Because y'all all are fighting over who's going to control a death machine. It's a corporation with a hit squad, with an army on it. That's all this shit is. Until somebody tell me that my observations in this are exaggerated and nothing is that fucking wrong, until somebody can say that to me, man, don't talk to me about how turned up I'll be about they bullshit. Nuclear war and I shouldn't say something? Man, fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of my motherfucking life. I hope that when y'all try that draft, that motherfuckers start shooting at y'all where y'all feel like this did not go well. It ain't finna go like that other shit. My name isn't arbitrary. I did that shit for a reason. Trying to get ahead of them to show you that if I can step ahead of them to discount and discredit the bullshit that I know that they're going to do, when you see them contradicting themselves and who they say they are, by being the ones at the head of this death machine, that you can only fulfill your Bible's prophecy if government goes out of control. This is the kind of delusion that people are under, especially when you put religion and government in the same fucking boat. And they say separate church and state. Separation of church and state is supposed to be the way it is. But they make you swear on the Bible in the fucking courtroom. They take their oath of office where they're swearing allegiance to Jesus, God, the Bible, and all type of funny ass shit. As if Jesus would have anything to do with what it is that they got going on. Jesus performed miracles. These motherfuckers are trying really hard not to go into fucking nuclear war. They're trying hard, harder than they ever tried before. Even the people that might even call the shots about it, they feel some type of way. You can see when they talk about it that they're thinking, that you can see it in their eyes that they're saying, this is the shit of nightmares. that we told these kids in the 80s and 90s that this would never fucking happen anyway, because the world is moving into a position where the deterrent of a nuclear conflict is enough to keep it from happening. Y'all been gunning up on nuclear arms ever since, and now y'all pointing them seriously. This is the kind of shit that I don't have to listen to and accept, ignore, stay quiet about, not do anything, keep my conversation and my political views to myself, not try to change no minds. All of this shit sounds dumb to me. Society tries to get y'all to think that a real woman is independent, that the best thing you can do is to focus on yourself because no one cares. This is dumb to be telling people this. To be telling people this is a virtuous position. To be so selfish that you don't care about what the next man's doing. To each his own is dangerous sometimes. Sometimes you got to tap a motherfucker on the shoulder and say, you're going to sink this ship for us and I will throw you off this motherfucker. And we trying to fucking get water off the fucking boat and somebody's drilling a hole. I'm not going to watch him drilling a hole and then tell and leave him be so I can tell y'all to scoop faster. Scoop the water faster. Whoever's drilling the hole probably gonna get punched the fuck out and thrown overboard. No one has to stand back and watch this shit and let political differences just be what it is that other people think. I don't give a fuck. If you are dangerously wrong, I'm gonna fucking tell you. No one has time for that bitch ass bullshit. I'm not gonna fucking leave you alone while you sink the ship. Kiss my dick. Rap Samples, what up? What up, Engineer X? Engineer X always tuning in. Divide and conquer, that's what they like to do, Engineer X. It works so well, man. How as soon as you know that hypothetically divide and conquer is a tactic that will work well, you have to ask yourself, well, if it's happening and it looks like we're being divided to then be conquered, we are going to have to recognize that and then call it out, and you're going to have to be serious about calling it out, or else you're complacent in something, making you look like a fucking idiot. If you can call it out, but then not act on the calling it out. That's the most idiotic thing I will ever fucking see in my life. Hey, the house is on fire, and then you sit down on the couch with a bowl of fucking popcorn to watch the fire? What are you gonna do? You gonna make a s'mores in here? I'm tired of it. Don't gotta listen to the shit. Don't gotta leave you be with your political views because you just want to be who you are. I'm gonna tap you on the shoulder and tell you that you're a fucking maniac. Period. You're in the fucking way, actually. The government that y'all think was going to get us to the freedom and all we had to do is vote for it has allowed you to vote yourself into a potential third world conflict that I think has already happened. I think it's already started. I think the point of no return has already been crossed in the idea of a nuclear conflict, or at the very least, setting the stage for a high level of fear in the people so that they can then provide a response to pretend to be saviors of something that they actually started, Hegelian dialectic. They can get us so worried about an invasion, government corruption, a potential nuclear conflict, and all of that, to then do what with it? They can put Trump back into office to shock the world by doing that. He would become like Grover Cleveland, having split terms, but serving 2 terms, his maximum 2 terms as president of this bullshit corporation, fronting like it's a country, but it's not. It's a business with a goon squad. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so they could put Trump back in the office. That would be a hell of a story, especially if they put him back in the office to piss off so much of the fucking country that we become even further divided about that. They will talk again of some kind of a fraud or election fraud or some shit like that. They will. They will say that there's international interference. They will do that. They will actually put Trump back in the office so that he can semi-fix the economy and maybe stop this potential third world conflict and make him look like a hero, even to the people that hate him. Look at the story that they can spin off of this. And all of them are actors anyway. Trump actually is an actor. He has an IMDb. Y'all play too fucking much. He sounds way too much like Reagan. And if you knew the history, you would recognize that. Reagan was also an actor. Literal fucking Hollywood actor, who then became the president of a fucking country like this. And y'all play too much that y'all want to be so serious about other things, shit that don't even make no sense or that no one should even fucking care about. But then when I talk like this, instead of telling me that, Trey, that's not even true that Grover Cleveland had split terms and served 2 terms, and that Trump even mirrors that at all. People like were responding on how things that I say makes them feel without addressing it bit by bit. The shit that I'm saying is actually the way it is what happened. That's actually how the world works, and or what is happening, or has happened right in front of you. If you don't have this information, go look. If I say something that's fucking wrong, tell me that I was wrong, because people have a right to be wrong. I might be wrong about something. Not in my assessment, but maybe in a detail that helped me lead to the conclusion in my assessment that might make my conclusion change had I had a better, had better information to come to my conclusion. There might be things like that. I'm not 100% right like that, but what I'm saying is my intentions are pure. I know what the fuck it is that I'm talking about. When I do speak on it, the conclusions are all over the fucking place with you motherfuckers, because to each your own, right? But if you assess everything for what it is and just call it like it is and remove your emotions, you're going to find a horror story inside of this shit. That's what's going to happen. No one can be okay with this. This is strange to me. Trump kind of has a Hitler spirit in him. They're both similar. Yeah, they are. They're super similar. But you know what's crazy? The examination of how similar those two are. Not only is that a narrative that they kind of want people to play on because they know that it looks like that, it's actually deeper than what you think, where they are very fucking different and they're very much the same more than what you might understand or realize. Rap samples. So check this out. Germany, and you can go research this and look this up, y'all. Germany was not in an economic position to do what it is that they did in World War II, but they were successful in doing it, and they made a good effort to accomplish what it is that they were trying to do. It was scary. This is what I'm reading, hearing, and seeing, right? Throughout the history. But what people tend to not understand is that bankers who had a religious affiliation and a common ancestry with the people that Hitler was fighting, those bankers actually gave him the money and helped fund what it was that Hitler did, and I think that's strange to me. That's such a weird contradiction that in and of itself should tell people that something's wrong. That Hitler would actually expect to be supported by banksters, international banksters, in and around his region of the world, while he was doing what it was that he was so-called doing. This is just strange to me. He expected it, and then they helped him too. Well, how is it that both sides of this, his expectation that he would get financial help from banking institutions, and the people that he would have to be involved with to accomplish receiving that help? If you look at that, and then you look at the people he was fighting, you go, how did that happen? That's weird to me. That the banksters didn't even recognize who Hitler was and then deny him. They didn't deny him. And he asked too. How did he even have the audacity to ask, right? Whole time, Trump supports this other country full of those same people. He supports the fuck out of them. They actually put his face on a coin that they use to kind of help earn more money and raise money to help fund some bullshit. How did that happen? How did that happen? So when you say that he is similar to the guy with the funny mustache, the Austrian guy, Trump is similar to him because they both are being supported by those people while pretending out loud to be okay with him in Trump's regards. That he goes, hey, yeah, Izzy, we fuck with Izzy. We like that country. We're our greatest, we're their greatest ally and support, and we got to stick up for them. That's what he says. They believe that Trump is some kind of messiah or something because they actually said that Trump is their biggest ally and supporter outside of their own quote-unquote community, and they rock with him like that. They even had him put on the little hat and all of that shit. Trump is in the little hat over there kicking it with him and all of that. Yeah. Where they're similar is scary because Hitler gained support from those people to hurt those people. I mean, the Austrian guy with the little, he ruined that. I don't care how fly you thought it might be to try to rock that. What rapper's gonna rock the right here? No rapper's gonna do that stash. No politician's gonna do that stash. He ruined that shit. He ruined the name too. Nobody's gonna name their kid that shit. Apparently there's a rapper named Adolphus or Adolf. They called him Dolph, Young Dolph, but the man's name was Adolf, and that's crazy. And what nigga in the South names their child Adolf? Y'all are weird. People weird, bro. I don't understand y'all. Y'all let everything go by y'all. I think it's best to assume that evidence that different groups might be in cahoots to do things, I think you need to take it seriously, because they have to fool you with that stuff in order to get it to work. So when they put it in a place that seems strange to you, and then you become aware of these things, and you go, that can't be real, that's too strange. And they go, no, it's strange enough to fucking work on you when their aim is to fool you, asshole. Maybe this is the fucking answer. I've never recorded something because I thought it sounded too strange. I thought that the truth would be in a strange fucking place, and that's why they were able to hide it from me. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Something's wrong with y'all. Something's wrong with people, man. Rage Against the Machine, what up? Rick James is in this bitch, of course. Rap samples. I'm glad y'all all know each other. Bend over. In a lot of states, no require you to pass the neutralization testing in order to get your diploma. Oh, the naturalization. The beginning is a statement where you pledge allegiance to the U.S. in drafting. Yep. Hey, so I'm gonna say this real quick. I was trying to tell y'all about months ago. I gotta find a live stream where I did this in, or the video is probably a live stream where I said this, so I can put it into a video and illustrate this shit for y'all. Because what up, Amy? Crack That Code. Y'all go check Crack That Code out. She's a Gematria channel. If y'all curious about Gematria and you want to be a real man and you want to just decide for yourself and not give a fuck about what the fuck I say about how awesome Gematria is to me, how cool I think it is to recognize this shit, how happy I am to even have an opportunity. The opportunity in and of itself should be appreciated. That Gematria is a thing to somebody. Zach's been doing work for 10 years on this shit. Amy been putting in work as well. It's cool enough that don't think it's cool because I think it's cool. Go look for yourself. Don't hate on it because it sounds weird or because somebody else say I tried it and I don't like it. Don't none of that shit matter either. Go look for yourself. The best thing for you to do as a grown-ass man or woman is to go, Gematria sounds weird to me. I'll go decide for myself. That's how you be a grown-up. Go decide for yourself. I don't give a fuck what you think after that. I think it's worth it to you that if you could potentially understand it and be happy that you understand it, that you can recognize this, you can see, if you keep seeing it someplace, then go look for yourself. It's the best thing for you to do. No one should be able to tell you, hey, that ain't for you, don't even go look. That don't make no sense. You have to go look for yourself, and Gematria is kind of weird to me. And if it's weird to you too, then let the shit be weird. But you should choose for yourself, and you should know what it is. Trying to discount it because it sounds funny or because there just seems to be a lot going on with it and you can't understand, man, come on, man. I think you should look and then decide for yourself. And if you look thoroughly and you don't like it, then okay. Don't give a fuck. Just know that the government is fucking evil and that they're trying to kill you, and you're not supposed to be okay with that. After that, I don't give a fuck how you come to the conclusion. There's a plethora of fucking examples and reasons why you should feel exactly like that about government. And I don't care which fucking avenue you take. Just get there, because it's fucking true. There's an abundance of fucking evidence. Many of them are one-hitter quitters. I just need one flaw in government for me to say fuck them. Give me one big flaw and I say fuck them. And I like to use the Kennedy example because it's darker than what people think they see on the surface. They smoked a sitting president. Somebody did that, right? And they did that to gain something, some kind of power, or to stop something. Whatever they tried to gain or whatever they tried to prevent is very important. And if they're powerful enough to do that and leave that event in obscurity to the degree that we still don't know exactly what happened, whoever did that is still here. And they like to influence politics, and you know that. Are they still influencing the politics? Maybe so. And if so, how are they doing it? How crazy is the deception? Just know that you're probably being deceived. You'd be insane to think that somebody did that and then went away forever. That they grabbed the loot and took off into the sunset. You're retarded. You're ridiculous. If it didn't dawn on you that you should see that in that way until I said it, congratulations. Now you can use that, because human beings can download other information from other human beings. You download it, you can make it a part of yourself, or you can denounce the shit. Read a book, do these fucking things. And for fucking archaeologists, been archaeologists for fucking 30 years, and he writes this fucking awesome book, you can read this shit. And of course you got to take it with a grain of salt, because motherfuckers might be lying or honestly misunderstanding something. But for the most part, whatever conclusion he came up to in 30 years of hard work, you can download the information and say, hey, I am at least aware in 2 days, without having to spend 30 years as an archaeologist to try to discover this shit for yourself. And of course you can then dive in and pick up where he left off to become an archaeologist, or to do further research, or try to discount or even prove to confirm things that he's got going on. But this is how human beings are. So I think what we need to do is to keep our minds open, constantly be looking for new information to download or to deny or delete. Do whatever you want to do, but try to pick up some information, because the world is swirling around you way bigger than your fucking ego, and you don't know everything, and you should probably fucking look around. You should fucking look around. That's what I'm doing. I can't wait to change my mind, because if I feel solid about something and I come across something to change my mind, I get excited. Other people get offended. Y'all are stupid. I get excited, bruh, when somebody tells me some shit and I go, I didn't know that. Damn, I gotta change the way I think about this shit. New things are fucking cranking up in here. I like that. I like that shit. The fuck out of here. And because I like that shit so much, let me send this out to the universe, y'all. If anybody has any information on a conspiracy theory that I've been talking about that I ain't got quite right, or that you don't know if I know these details or different information about it, if you have any conspiracy theory that you've never heard me talk about that you want to know what I think about it, post it in the comments. Post it on the comment of any of my videos. You can just randomly hit me up and say, hey, what do you think about this? If you want to share a story with me about your personal life, about whatever fucking made you go from the expected kid growing up, pledging allegiance in the fucking classroom and kind of trusting the police and government, then you change your fucking mind. Tell me what changed your mind. What happened? Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to secure to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall and will not be infringed. Yes, that's what they tried to say, right? And it's a beautiful thing that they tried to say it. I like that they said it, but this is what the problem is with the Second Amendment, is that it sounds powerful and it sounds good, but did it work? We have to move on to that frame of mind by examining the power and the credibility inside a document like that, and ask ourselves, did it work though? The Bible is supposed to be a soul-saving message to humanity, but did it work though? It didn't work, because people can read the Bible and go, fuck that shit. It didn't work. It should have been within the free will of anybody to deny it or not, but be so powerful that very few people could deny the truth in the Bible. Here it is. Look how well it works. When you got free will and you can't deny it, that's a powerful thing. But your free will easily make you deny that Bible. Your geographical location and you trusting in your family and the nation where you were born could lead you astray if the Bible is the truth, but you were born and raised in a place trusting your parents and your government and all this other shit where they don't rock with the Jesus thing like that. You missed the fucking boat off of what? Geographics? Geography? That's what fucked your soul up? The geography, right? Or the time in history you were born. That's why I look at the Bible and I go, God didn't do that because he attempted to do something, threw the Hail Mary out there, no pun intended, and fingertips are 2nd and 10. You 2nd and 10 right away with the Bible's attempt and how well it worked. It didn't work well. Same thing with the Constitution, bro. That shit didn't work. It did not keep a government off our ass about this shit. 250 years damn near of arguing with them about some shit that we try to praise it as if it solved the problem and ended the discussion, but it didn't end the discussion. 248 years or so, we've been arguing about the same shit, so it's not good. It's not perfect. It didn't work. That's what I know. But it sounds good. And then it'll be the last thing we point to try to get them to recognize how wrong they are before we turn up on their ass. Because the idea of a fucking revolution, even if we fail, is so necessary that I don't even give a fuck about the outcome. I think it's supposed to just be done. But it's got to be done on our terms when we take the moral high ground, and then we just have to be ready for it. We have to give them the peaceful non-compliance. Stop listening to them. Stop putting in the work to fuel their machine so that the shit goes round and round so they can continue to get what they want. You have to stop doing that. Once you stop doing that by not going to work, everybody needs to, as many people as possible who's aware and willing to put in the work, cancel your Netflix subscription. Hulu subscription, get rid of that shit. Disney Plus, get rid of it. Call in, email in, do whatever you got to do on the app to discontinue the service. Do all of that, all in one day too. If we can do this in 1 or 2 days, it'll be a powerful movement. They're going to panic. Whoever did the Cutie Pie thing on Netflix, tell all of that's just an example because there's way too many groups of people or examples or reasons to call these motherfuckers into court. I don't give a fuck if they actually show up to court, put in the actual paperwork to call them into court, expect that they're not going to go there, and then prepare for what you need to do to stand on business when you call them to court, but they won't go. Do that shit. Cutie Pie, who produced that shit on that Netflix? That bullshit, get them in the courtroom, tell them they got to go to a courtroom, and then set a date. And when they don't show up, go to their offices, surround their offices, right? Bring your AR with you, and then stand out there and hug each other and say, we want y'all to come out here and go to court. We thought y'all were supposed to go to court, bro. We want to talk to y'all. And we're not playing. Netflix is on fire. Not literally, but figuratively. Everybody cancel the Netflix subscription. Don't buy no fucking gasoline for a day. A whole day. Nobody buy no gasoline. Don't shop at Walmart. Walmart should be vacant ghost towns for a day. Just do them one day. One day, bro. Do them like that. Watch what happens. If you do this stuff, they can't make their shit go around, and they're going to want to talk to you about whatever it is you have to say, because they're going to want to understand you, and they're going to be all ears to figure out what the fuck it is that y'all got going on when you shut this shit down like this. And then you reveal yourself out here in the public doing what I do, hugging each other and cussing them the fuck out. If you're hugging your fellow man, they can't say you guys look like violence. This is how you curb all of the things that they would throw at you to stop you from challenging them on the things that you need to challenge them about. Come with an open heart and with some love, and make it obvious that that is what you're actually doing. But what you're saying is that you're going to get on their ass if they don't get their shit right. They got some fucking explaining to do, and you have to do them like this. People that think that you don't got to address them is crazy, because you do got to address them. When people think that you should address them and not make a gun a part of you addressing them, you're also fucking crazy. You have to do both of those things. And when people think that I'm calling for a fucking revolution and all they see is a gun, to go, this man thinks that a revolution is going to make sense, we can't fight them, number one. Don't be scared of them. Don't fucking say that, because it's untrue. Secondly, fighting them ain't even the first order of fucking business. Humiliate the fuck out of them. Stop their machines from moving. Ain't no violence in that, and it will work. So stop talking to me like I'm a madman, asking for a fucking revolution and I sound crazy and violent, when you gotta listen to everything I'm saying and realize that I'm a goddamn fucking genius. About how I'm approaching this, I'm a genius. I can't do what Elon Musk does, but I know I can focus all of my fucking intellectual energy into something like he does, and then do what it is that I'm trying to do so well that you can look around the fucking country, ain't nobody like me. Not one person like me. Not one person like me. Not one. I got cuz with me, that's it. Army of two, and we don't give a fuck. What I'm saying is absolutely true, is right. It's the moral thing to do to challenge the bully and not be scared of him. And it's the moral thing to do to take the moral high ground in this by just not complying with their shit. For example, in a relationship where your woman not doing what she's supposed to do, she ain't busting it open, she's combative, she ain't even being a mother to the kids, she's neglecting the kids, always on the phone. If you were in a relationship where this was happening, domestic violence is not the answer. But you could withdraw the benefit that you bring to the fucking table to see if that makes her react. You can do that. That's not violent. What's she gonna do? Call the police on you because you said, I'm not gonna pay that bill. We're just gonna let the electricity go for a few days. It'll be hot in here. You're highly irritable when you're hot. We'll be fine. The kids will be fine. I'll get the kids ice cream, some popsicles. We'll keep cool. But if me not paying that fucking bill is going to piss you off, and you've been avoiding talking to me about your fucking conduct around the motherfucking house, then we'll talk. I'll just let them cut the electricity off for 2 days. You can do that, and that's not fucking spousal abuse. It's not domestic violence, but it'll get some attention. And if you can be smart enough to do that in lieu of punching your fucking wife in the face, don't do that shit, right? Then I say, smart man, trying to get some attention and take some dominance and control in this house without hurting anybody. You didn't fight nobody. Good for you, bro. Standing up for yourself as a fucking man in your house, and you didn't have to hit your wife. Don't do that shit. Find another way to get the fucking point across. And that's what we need to do in America right now, in this fucking country. The government is going crazy. They have run amok. The fucking inmates are running the asylum. They crazy. And it's a nut house. And y'all let them run this shit. Fucking psychos. Do this. Resist the political manipulation. All they want to do is manipulate you, confuse you, so they can gain better control over you, because that's all they ever been doing. That's the name of the game, is to control y'all. Y'all are ridiculous. To feel like where you are in your stance, especially if you want to defend the government, that somehow this is your freedom to choose that. Okay, cool. But this is you thinking for yourself when you do this. No, you're not. You're not even thinking. There's no way in hell the government sounds good on paper for what it is that they're doing, and it sounds like something you will say, I'm okay with that. No, you're not. There's no thumbs up from not a single person out here about government, I don't think. Not a one of you. You voting is you voting out of fear of not knowing what else to do. You are in despair just like me. You feel the same way as I do. For some way you got hope, mostly because you're scared and you don't know what else to do. This is what it is. I'm not scared and I know what else to do. This is what's separating us. Me and you. This is the separation. Because we are together in our discontent for government business. It's not a goddamn one of you motherfuckers that are comfortable right now. You're not walking on sunshine, you fucking goofy. You're walking on fucking hot coals, broken glass, rusty nails, and fucking bone fragments and puddles of blood. Shit is fucked up out here. And you know it. Weirdos. Fucking weirdos to move on through your fucking life like everything is okay when you know it's on fire. You know something wrong with this shit. Fucking assholes. Rage Against the Machine, God, you damn right I'm right, bro. And you are too. Because I'm not saying something that escapes your intelligence. That's why I know I'm not smarter than you. I'm not smarter than none of y'all, especially if you rock with me. I'm not smarter than y'all. I would be smarter than y'all if I say this shit and you go, duh, I still don't get it. Intelligence is not what it is that you can produce yourself, per se, or what you can articulate with your words. I think intelligence is whatever you are capable of understanding. I'm not a scientist, archaeologist, astronomer. I'm not. Very rarely do any of those guys say some shit that I can't comprehend what it is that they're trying to tell me when they're trying to give me information. I understand every fucking thing they say to me. They're not more intelligent than I am. They chose to do something else with their intelligence, and they've mastered something, and then they came back to report to the people what it is that they found. They'd be smarter than me if they could say some shit or explain things or discover things that I can't even understand what the fuck this motherfucker's trying to say even. If I cannot download the information you're trying to dispense to the world, then you might be smarter than me. But I understand everything all the motherfuckers say, bro. Every time they say something, they break it down and explain it with their intelligence and their experiences. I go, I know what you're trying to say. I get it. I see it. I understand what you're talking about. If I was there, I might have came to the same conclusion. I see you. Do that about the things that matter, man. You cannot describe government for exactly what it is and then tell me that you're okay with it. Not a goddamn one of you is okay with it. I don't know why I'm the only one doing this, doing what I do. Imagine 2 million people refusing to buy gas, go to work, or play their game about any of that shit at all. Don't exchange no money, don't make the money go at all. 2 million people, just 2 million. And those same 2 million people stand out on the streets with AR-15s and people go, whoa. And then all those people start hugging each other and nobody does a fucking thing to anybody. Nothing positive, all good. You know what's cool about an image like that? Is that if one person out of all those people do something, they know what's finna happen. You're not gonna go far. People start shooting bad people. A bunch of people like me standing on the corner and see the rappers don't look like someplace that a bully can get his shit off. Does it? What bad is going to happen if 10 of us are out there on the corner and we're all hugging each other and laughing and trying to find all of the reasons to maybe even name them out loud to profess our love, care, and concern to each other and to the world, and that we are doing this out loud saying, I love you, bro. I would never hurt you, man. I don't want nobody to hurt your kids, bro. I think the government is trying to do something crazy. And I think they expect for us to be casualties to what it is that they got going on. And they want us to not see it coming so that we don't avoid it. So that we don't put them in front of this shot being fired. That we don't use them as the human shield. They want to use us in that way. While they're cast their political stones behind classified information and documents and secrecy and fraudulent elections and all sort of shit. They are definitely hiding something. It's a crime scene. They look nefarious as fuck. Be a crime scene investigator. If we are doing all of this kind of shit out on the corner, we won't care what we look like through binoculars from afar, from a hater. They can say whatever they want. And we out here for the love like that. I don't know where anybody would have room to say that we intend to do harm to innocent people. It will look so much unlike that they would have to find another way to get their foot in the door to contest what it was that we were doing. Put things in front of them to make it very unlikely that the thing that they would do to try to discredit you would even work. Bring the sign, bring the guns, bring the roses, bring the donuts, bring the hugs. If you do this stuff, who can say, you violent, crazy psycho? Now they sound delusional. They wouldn't be able to do that. Diffuse the bullshit that will come along with you addressing them in this way so that they have nothing to stand on when they have to oppose you, but for them to be violent towards the people who are hugging each other. Make them expose themselves for being violent, even to the people capable and willing to be standing around arming themselves but hugging each other. That's not something that they're supposed to hate on. Back them into a corner where they have no other option but to be violent to you, so that you can say, look at them. Asking them questions while we're hugging each other and armed as fuck, and they can't keep their shit together. They can't hold their composure. Look at them freaking out and shit. Squirming and shit. Panicking and sweating and shit. Do them like that. Y'all are crazy, man. Why won't y'all listen? Man, motherfuckers won't listen. I ain't gonna never be popular. The censorship and the fucking shadow ban is gonna continue. Facebook got me the fuck up out of there. The lifelong fucking ban. I can't make a new Facebook or log into my shit. They will not let me. Facial recognition to get into Facebook? That don't even sound right. That's a hard ban. That's a hard ass ban. That's crazy. I've been banned from Facebook a few times before that. It was never this difficult. When they banned me, they got me out of there for life, bro. That was crazy to me. I couldn't believe it. Still can't believe it. But it's just testimony to what it is that I'm doing, man. They don't want me saying this shit, man. But I don't give a fuck. I like saying it. And I like the gun, too. So, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But watch how you tell me. If you want me to shut up, you're not gonna make me. That's what I know for sure. That's what the gun is for. So that people who want to spill the beans on the truth, open that can of worms on what the truth really is, and not just in what it is that they're doing, but what we should be doing about it. That's the critical part. A lot of people tell you what's wrong with the world and claim to be the truth, but I don't even hear none of those people saying, and this is what you do to people who are fucking guilty of the things that I'm trying to convince you that they're guilty of, because I just told you what the fucking truth is. If they're guilty like that, what you gonna do about it? Don't nobody say that part. And people say, oh, if you're trying to get people to say that, you must be afraid. You're trying to get people to incriminate themselves. I'm telling you, don't be scared of them, because it don't even fucking matter. The truth is the truth, and if they're guilty, they need to fucking realize that they're guilty. You can do something fucking non-violent to call them out on it, but we need to be doing something if you're worried about looking violent or crazy to them, so that they will fucking stop you before you do what you know is the fucking truth, the real fucking deal, right? Then think of what you can do to keep them from being able to do that, and then move forward with the fucking plan. Expose them and challenge them about the shit. Expose them and then challenge them. Now what they gonna do? They don't want you to stay there like that, man. Fuck that. What can you do to not be confused? Hugs, guns, roses. That shit works. The sign, all that shit works. Now I go, and now I'm gonna say what I want, even when it sounds like fucking turn the fuck up. But you know I don't mean no harm. I've already proven that part, and that's who I am. Shut the fuck up. 43 years of life, I never heard nobody shut the fuck up. I'm not the violent one, you are, and I'm calling out your violence. And look at you squirming. You don't like that shit, and then you do that to them, and then you move forward. Need a multitude of the people. One person can't do this shit. Lone wolf shit doesn't work. Not when you speaking, not when you being violent. Don't do the violent one. The violent lone wolf shit is ridiculous to me. It's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. It's a suicide mission. Who would do that if you mean well? I think my plan for a revolution is so fucking dope that I think that I should be able to survive to enjoy the fucking reward of fighting for the freedom. I think I can live to bask in that. I'm not worried about dying. I shouldn't have to die for doing what I'm doing. Are you crazy? That's the key to it. Ain't supposed to be nobody dying. You should be able to call them out enough that as soon as they squirm to do that expected Hegelian dialectic on their ass, when we react like this, I know how they're going to react. And then we get a solution. Do what they do. We will address their ass with love so that they cannot deny who we are. Now they have to listen, and they can't shut us up. Because then they will reveal themselves for being tyrannical, and then we give them the reaction that we expect to be the real solution to their reaction that we could predict. They're going to get violent when you non-violently stand up to them. It's going to piss them off that you found a way to check them thoroughly and effectively without fighting. They're going to be like, God damn, they got us, bro. Checkmate, bro. We had to face government corruption and treason and all types of international crimes that they committed. When we make them face that shit without being violent, that's a checkmate. Because they want people to believe that a revolution has to be violent. That's why when you see me talk about revolution, you go, oh, he must be talking about the violence. No, I'm not. I'm talking about their violence. And they gonna get violent. They have to. They don't have another weapon. Once you circumvent the illusion that they're trying to put forth in their uniforms and their oath of offices and pseudo names like captain and colonel and sergeant and officer and all this other bullshit, attorney at law, blah, blah, blah. All that's a whole bunch of fugazi bullshit. Nature don't know what you're talking about. That's a game that y'all play. The nature don't understand that shit. The nature don't give a fuck about them pseudo names and shit. Nigga, your name is Bill. Motherfucker, your name is Jeff. Nigga, your name is Robert. Your name is Henry. That's your name. Who the fuck is Honorable Judge Bob? I don't even know what the fuck all that shit is. That's not your name, motherfucker. That's not what your mama call you or none of that. Kiss my dick. Your name is Carl. Your name is Paul. Fuck out of here. I don't see that officer nothing. That's an illusion. They need you to fall for that. Don't fall for it. Call this motherfucker by his first name and tell him that he's doing wrong and he's committed international crimes and all type of shit, and that the Geneva Codes and all that shit said that they should be called out on that. It's the duty in your precious Constitution, and it says this, that you have a duty to stop a tyrannical government. You're not supposed to let unjust laws live and then enslave your peoples. You're not supposed to do that. And if it takes guns and violence to remove them because legislative processes don't work, because they hijacked that to the degree that you can't get the freedom through that avenue, then you might have to shoot shit, and they told you that. Why y'all mad when I say it? Y'all some fucking weirdos, bro. RPM Trade Vietnam and this bitch Wu Bang get a gun. Stop being a bitch about this shit. Y'all being some hoes and they like that shit. Y'all being bent over the table, goofies. Y'all play too much. Stop doing that shit. And if you're going to be like that, then be the bitch that you are and stop acting tough to me about anything else.